Another beautiful night for football in Seminole Country. Monroe Central Seminoles taking the field for their second home game of the young season. A perfect 2-0 record, getting the torch lighted to the middle of the field this time. Coach standing up, so everything looking good this evening.
Right, off to a fine start here once again with the entrance. Something I think people will start looking forward to. It's a part of one of the new tradition that Coach Acosta has talked about.
Exactly right. It is a beautiful evening. The Miller Falcons, Coach, I believe is the name of the team invading us. Where exactly is the Miller Falcons from?
Right, Miller is located in the corner of Perry County. It's off of State Route 13, about midway between Zanesville and Athens. The town is called Hemlock. Quite a trip for them to make it up here. I'd guess at least a 2-hour trip. At this time, it's a 1-year contract. Miller is replacing Peyton City on the schedule.
Not a lot known about them, Coach, except they are 2-0. And anytime you're 2-0, you know, you've got to be taken serious. So,
right. Coach Acosta spent a lot of time last week and this week trying to find out some information. He was able to obtain a film and also talk to a couple of other coaches. It's a little bit unusual when you don't have any idea what the other team presents, but that'll be the case tonight. And it's the same for Miller. They do not know a lot about Monroe Central either, so it's pretty much an even game from that standpoint. But they are 2-0, and if you've won a couple games, you're dangerous.
Yes, you have to be taken serious. Well, let's hope that Miller's not as, I guess, as bad for us as Hemlock was it Shakespeare?
Right, right. I think, when this contract was made last year, Miller has come off a couple of poor seasons, and a lot was not known what they would have coming into this year, but they returned a lot of people and are off to a good start, so they have a lot of momentum, and it will really be a feather in their cap to come up here and beat a team that has the tradition that the former Woodsfield, current Monroe Central team would have.
You're exactly right, and the Monroe Central Seminoles will receive the kick to start this game. Number 10 for the Falcons is Rob Jenks, I guess. Well, I'm wrong. 39 is the punter, and that is who, Coach?
Looks like Jason Falk.
Jason Falk.
Yeah, he's a big boy. You list him at 205 pounds.
It's going to be a short kick out of bounds. Looks like inside the 30-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 29-yard line.
And you wonder, Dale, if that is a case of maybe Miller gaining some information from the Shadyside game last week and the fine returns that Dustin Robinson had in that game. Maybe their intentions are to kick the ball away from Dustin and make somebody else field it or kick it out of bounds.
Well, I would think after that last week you definitely would not want to kick the ball to Dustin. He had some super returns. We're going to get this one underway.
Right, you have an option there as the receiving team to either take the ball at the spot where it went out of bounds or have a re-kick. And I think there's also an option that you can take the ball at a certain distance from the kick. But Monroe Central is going to force the kick again to see if that was an intentional kick out of bounds or maybe he just didn't hit it the way he wanted to. And hopefully we'll get a bit of a return.
Still no time off the clock.
I see that Robinson's very shallow, about the 20-yard line. So they must feel that this kicker does not have a real strong leg.
This time it is a deep one. Will Weddle gets it about the 18. Picking up his wall on the far side. He's got some room, and he's up to the 39, 40, right at the 40-yard line.
A very good start to the ball game. Anytime you can return the opening kickoff, put the ball in play up around the 40-yard line, then that's good field position and a very good place to start from.
And Will doing a good job picking up the wall of defense in front of him. And you can see it developing. That's kind of a nice thing from up here on top. See the boys doing their job, picking up good yardage. They'll start 1st and 10 on the 40. And they'll be in a slot eye, the first snap from scrimmage with Dustin Hughes on the far side. Fake. Crest looking. He's trying to get the ball to Wilson as Wilson is pushed from behind by number 7 for the Falcons, Jason Linton. the ball would almost look like it was out of bounds and not a catchable ball.
I think that would be the question, that the ball maybe was not catchable. Wilson slowed down, and there was definite contact with the defensive back, a little bit of a shove from behind, but the official ruled that it was a catchable ball and it was a penalty. They'll take it back to the line of scrimmage and mark off 15 yards and a first down for Monroe Central.
So the Seminoles have got a couple breaks, and it's 11-24. The ball in their own territory, laying on just at the 45-yard line, where they'll have first and 10 again. 72 reporting in, I believe,
that's Sam Hannes. He's replacing Chad Yoho, carrying the plays in. Chad, one of several Seminoles who's a little bit banged up from last week's game, so we may look for a few more subs out and in the game than what we have seen the previous 2 weeks.
Joe Kress, again under center. This time giving the ball to Dustin. Dustin's got a nice hole up the left side, and he breaks it through the 40-yard line, about the 38-yard line, where it'll be second and short yardage. Looks like they're going to mark it second and 3 yards possibly to the first down territory.
We'll call it second and 3. Fine hole behind the left side of the line. That would be Hannes, who was in for that play, along with Jeremy Kramer. And the end on that side is Dustin Hughes.
Quick handoff to Shoemaker. Shoemaker with running room as he bowls his way inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Luke picking up where he left off last week.
Familiar sight from last week. Fine game by Luke, over 200 yards. If you look at some statistics in the paper this week, you'll see that Luke and Dustin are quite a potent 1-2 rushing punch. Luke averaging, I think, about 140 yards a game, and Dustin averaging about 75 to 80 yards a game. That's a pretty fine ground attack.
That sure is. With 10 minutes and 15 seconds, it's first and 10. Ball on the 23. Wishbone formation, tossing the ball back to Dustin. Dustin trying to beat around the far side, and he's inside the 20. Looks like on the 17, but we have a flag.
Looks like a holding penalty will be called on Monroe Central.
They'll pick up the flag here, and they're going to mark this penalty off against the Seminoles to bring the ball back to the 32-yard line, and it is a holding. So they got it marked first and 17 after the penalty. First and 19, they say on the PA system. Weddle and Shoemaker with the slot. Dustin. Ball going to Shoe. Shoe with a block. And he's to about the 24-yard line.
First and long yardage such as that, first and 19, no reason to panic. You have a very potent ground game and have had success moving the ball. Go ahead and take a little bit of yardage at a time. That's 7 yards approximately on that carry. You're now second and 12. You just kind of break it off into little bits and pieces. You don't need to get to 19 all at one time.
That's right. You've got the guys that can do it. And they'll break cuddle second and 12. Pickup of 7. Switch the wing to this side and a fake. Press looking. And just slightly overthrown. Had Wilson. I believe Wilson had broke behind his defender, and the ball just delivered a little high. Or we could have had a 6.
Right, the defensive back on that side kind of bit for the play fake there. Scott was behind him on a flag, was open, just a little bit overthrown. So now you're in a third and long situation.
But you've got to give credit also to the defense. Joe had pressure. You know, he took a hit after the throw, so.
Right, we talked repeatedly about that last week. Not letting a quarterback stand and look for his receiver, and that would be the case. Good pressure by the Miller front wall.
Slot eye with Dustin Hughes wide, the far side. Press again, looking. Gonna drop it underneath, and Luke Shoemaker.
Luke had the ball in his hands. However, it would have been a pickup of only 3 or 4 yards. So you may have been 4th and 6 or 7 yards. Now it's going to be 4th and 12, so not a real big difference. It's still going to be 4th and a long situation. See number 88, Keith Lazier, into the game with the play, replacing Dustin Hughes.
It's one of those situations with Luke, though, you just see him doing so many things right when he makes, a mental error. He just didn't look the ball into his hands.
Right, he may have tried to run a little bit before he had it, but if he makes the catch, he might turn that into a little bit of a game.
He could have. But, he heard the footsteps. The line for the Falcons have a lot of meats. There's some big boys. Press, going to drop the ball underneath. Good block in front. Luke Shoemaker. And Luke's still on his feet, but he's going to be short of first down. I couldn't see the number of the guy who bought him by the shirt, one of the big guys. So they'll take over. The Falcons will take over 1st and 10, and it's going to be right at the 16-yard line. As the Seminoles come up empty on the first attempt. And we'll see what the Miller Falcons have in store. Running from I formation, number 16 to this side, 15, Jarrett Browning looking to pass. It'll be intercepted. Number 33, Ludwig. I believe number 33 was Jason Ludwig, but I think there was a penalty.
The interception, number 33 is Eric Kramer, and he was in the end zone on the return. However, there was a penalty flag thrown about the 25-yard line. Holding is the call against the Seminoles. So that's going to negate the interception return. The interception will stand, and by my count, that is the 8th interception in the young season for the defense, and that's a very nice total in the early going. But the interception will stand.
The young freshman Ludwig has had, what, 2?
Kramer. That will be his 2nd interception of the year. So the Seminoles will put the ball in play at the 34-yard line, but the turnover still gives them excellent field position.
So again, an inadvertent mistake costing them the touchdown. It's going to be 8 minutes and 9 seconds, 1st and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line. Slot eye with Dustin Hughes standing right here in front of us on the 35-yard line. Quick handoff to Shoe. Shoe's up the middle. He's past the blocker. He's got a block, and he's going to trot in untouched. As Luke Shoemaker makes it happen.
Off to another fine start for the rushing game. That'll be a 34-yard touchdown. Those are the kind of drives you like, those one-play 34-yard drives to put you on the board and get you ahead right off the bat.
Nothing fancy. Just simple handoff up the middle. Good block, sidestepping a would-be tackler. And a trick play, tossing the ball back. Dustin Robinson's going to make it an 8-point ball game.
A case on that type of a play of the unfamiliarity of the opponent. Miller maybe not knowing exactly. Maybe they didn't see what you call the muddle huddle a lot on their schedule. Looks like maybe they did not adjust as much as what you really need to. Seminoles picked that up, flipped it out to Dustin Robinson, and he cut back off a block into the end zone, and 8-0 lead.
So with 8-0, 8 minutes into this ball game, remaining in this first quarter of the ball game. Our cameraman said he missed that one, Coach, so maybe we'll have to describe it. But it was a nice one. It was one of those 2-point plays that last week we tried for.
Right. The 2-point play when we lined up at the line of scrimmage didn't work real well. But when you get a 2-point conversion early like that, that kind of changes
the whole
flow of the game. Should Miller bounce back with a score to make it 8-6, and they have to decide whether or not they want to go for 2 or whether they want to kick and still be behind. So you kind of set the tempo of the game. And speaking of that, I know I heard mentioned by some of the kids, and I'm sure it's a point that Coach Acosta made, Miller making a long trip up here. They're 2-0 and probably riding very high on confidence. Very important to get off to a good start and get the lead against a team such as this. If you let them hang around for a half, then they're going to think they can win.
That's right.
And 1 touchdown will not be enough, but it's a good start.
Kress will kick this away. Browning, number 15, will get it at the 15-yard line. And he's going to take it straight up the middle where he's going to be met head on. First contact, I believe, was made by Hamilton along with
Jeremy Kramer then finished him off after Eric Hamilton made the initial contact.
The Falcons will have it at the 29-yard line for 1st and 10. 8-0 ball game, 7:55 remaining in the quarter.
Have a power I formation in the backfield.
As Luke Shoemaker reading it and blitzing across, seeing the shift in the formation, getting in, and he, along with Kramer, I believe, bringing the ball carrier down.
If you watch where Shoemaker is lined up, he's the linebacker, and he was on a little go game, as they call it, or a little stunt on the right side, and he blitzed in on the right side, and he kind of circled around from behind and still made the play. But Kramer and Jeremy Baker on that side of the line, did a fine job holding their ground.
2nd and 10. Quick handoff again up the middle. Number 39, running back, is still on his feet, Jason Falk. And he picks up, looks like 6, possibly 7. J.R. Young and Dustin Robinson on the stop, and they're going to mark this 3rd and 3. Number 7, Jason Linton, wide out to the far side, a power I. Quarterback, quick handoff. And I believe they stacked him up short of the first down by possibly a yard. Browning, the ball carrier.
He'll be a yard short of the first down. Looked like Baker and on the tackle there, along with possibly Hamilton. Looks like a punt situation here for Miller.
Quarterback for the Falcons was Rob Jenks, who's 6 foot, 165 pounds, a senior. Number 4, Joey Jones will be the punter. Standing back, Weddle and Robinson. Punt a long one going to Will Weddle on the far side. He's got a block as Hamilton clears it up the 40, 45 to the 50-yard line. Well, he'll be taken out of bounds by number 51, T.L. Watkins. Nice return again by Will.
Well, it ain't another penalty flag. It seems like every time a good return comes out here, we have a penalty flag. And that's something that, flags early, somewhere along the line, it's going to be a mistake that's really going to hurt you. And it's already, made it a little more difficult to get a touchdown, and it's going to cost Monroe Central some great field position. I'm not sure exactly where the penalty occurred. I know that as Will reversed field and came toward this left side, he picked up a couple very fine blocks. One of them was by Dustin Robinson. And
another one by Hamilton, which I thought was a clean block.
And I think what that says to me is that Miller is definitely trying to kick the ball away from Dustin Robinson.
Yes.
However, 2 times Will Weddle has handled the ball. Both have been very good as far as returns.
.530, 1st and 10. Straight up the middle, Luke Shoemaker across to 25. And he's taken down by number 10, Rob Jenks.
And also the linebacker, number 51, Watkins, was in on the initial contact. I was just kind of listening to the fans, and there a little bit, I think some fans felt that maybe there was a little bit of unnecessary or a little extra activity there on that, and maybe should have had a late hit penalty called. Of course, your fans get a little bit that way when you have a couple go against your team. They're looking for a couple to go against the other team to kind of even things out.
Well, I did think possibly the whistle had blown much earlier.
Right, we have a flag by the official on the far side. Be a dead ball penalty of some type. Very possible someone lined up in the neutral zone, and it is on the offense. This is something that makes a coach very unhappy, and I know it makes Coach Acosta very unhappy because in the 2 games so far, turnovers have been minimal and penalties have been minimal, and several penalties in the early going, and you just don't like the way this one has started out.
They're going to put the ball back, looks like on the 23-yard line, and we'll see if we can scare up some offensive power here. The slot I, Dustin, standing here at the 20-yard line on our sidelines. In motion, Will Weddle. Tossing the ball back to Dustin Robinson. Dustin's going to break it back up the middle. Some rough yardage straight up the middle, as he's met head-on by 3 big Falcons, led by, I think, number 62. Fry, I believe. I'm not sure. I couldn't see numbers in there.
And when you say big Falcons also, they do have some very good size across their offensive and defensive fronts there, including number 55 you may see lined up there as the down tackle on their left side. They list him at 6'1", 330 pounds. That's Charlie Dodson.
That's a lot 55. To move out. 3rd and 5. Going to drop the ball to Dustin right here at the 33. In and out of hands. Going to bring up 4th down and 5 and a punt situation.
Well, the Seminoles hurting themselves in the early going with 3 or 4 penalties, which have negated some big plays, and also a couple of dropped balls. And it's just un-Monroe Central-like, we'll say.
Uncharacteristic.
May have made up a new term there, but very, very unusual to see a Monroe Central team and a Coach Acosta team hurt themselves as they have here in the early going.
Wilson standing back on the 15. So go over the head of number 4, bouncing back to the 30-yard line, 28, and he'll be taken out of bounds about the 33-yard line.
Eric Kramer,
yes.
Out of bounds. I was trying to add up the yardage of the punt there from about the 27-yard line back to the 30. About a 43, 44-yard punt by Scott Wilson.
Wilson continuing to do a nice job punting the ball away. Last week he had a boomer, or maybe the week before, but doing a super job. It's 3:17, 8-0. Falcons 1st and 10, ball on the 33-yard line. Slot I, wide out, standing on the far side. Quick handoff up the middle. Number 39, I believe the ball carrier is that Jason Falk.
He ran head on there into, I believe, Luke Shoemaker after about a 2-3 yard pickup.
Second and 7. Jason Linton will be wide out to the far side as Jinks is caught from behind, I believe, busting through the line. Hamilton, I believe, right, catching the quarterback.
A little bit of a mix-up between the quarterback and the running back. There's a little bit of contact between the two, and Eric Hamilton through there and made some contact and resulted in a loss of a yard or two.
It's 3rd and 9. 2 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the first quarter. Again, a mix-up. The ball's down, ball loose. And I believe we've fallen on the ball on the far side. Jinx trying to back up, looking for somebody, and there's a big mix-up in the backfield that time, Coach.
Number 82, Scott Wilson, will be on the loose ball and be credited with the fumble recovery. But on the backside rush, number 78, Jeremy Kramer, delivered a tremendous hit on the quarterback and knocked the ball loose to enable Wilson to have a chance to recover a loose ball.
So about 1 minute and 40 seconds, and the Seminoles are 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. It'd be good to stick one in before the end of the quarter. Slot I with press. Hand off to Dustin Robinson. Dustin 2 or 3 yards up the middle before he's met there by a load of guys, led by number 82, I believe, Keller. Second and 8. Keith Lazier into the ball game. Be wide out to this side with Will Weddle a slot. Dustin Robinson behind the fullback, Luke Shoemaker, as Kress. Quick hand off to Luke. Luke's got some room up the middle, and he's up to the 15-yard line for first down plus. Luke does a tremendous job hitting that hole and squeezing through.
Either the same play or a very similar play to the one that resulted in the touchdown a few moments ago. Just a huge hole right up the middle there. And as soon as Luke crossed the line of scrimmage, he had a tremendous amount of room to run. Big gain. Now you're inside the 15-yard line, and definite scoring opportunity.
Still with 20 seconds remaining. Power formation. Handoff given to Dustin. Dustin's going in for a score with 11 seconds.
Second man through after a couple big gains by Shoemaker. Fake the Shoemaker, give the ball to second man, Dustin Robinson, and 15-yard touchdown run. And I believe that's the first time for the year that Dustin Robinson has been in the end zone, and he has done some great things, and he deserves to get that first touchdown.
Yeah, he sure does. As Joe Kress will line up here for the point after. We have a 14-0 ball game, 9 seconds remaining in the quarter. Ball's down, and it's good. So with 9 seconds remaining, it's 15-0 in favor of the Seminoles. We sure didn't help ourselves down deep in our own territory, but we came back and did some nice things as we got the ball on a little bit of a break inside of the 40-yard line and marched it home, Coach.
Right, the penalties have hurt in the early going, but 2 Miller turnovers in the first quarter, and both times have resulted in a pair of Monroe Central touchdowns, and that's always the key. I don't care if you're playing high school, college, professional, and that's a stat they look at a lot, is how many turnovers do you convert into points.
Yeah.
Well, 2 Miller turnovers have been converted into 15 points.
So a tremendous start with still 9 seconds remaining. Joe will give the Falcons one last chance to the ball. Standing back would be Browning. Browning will be on about the 15-yard line as Joe Kress will kick this away. Nice kick, taking it to 22 and rolling inside the 10-5, about the 8-yard line. And he's going to be met there at the 6, well, I'm sorry, it's right down at the goal line.
He's going to be inside the 5-yard line. The time he was able to pick up the ball, number 82, Wilson, was there and made the first contact, and then a couple other people also in on the play. maybe Dustin Hughes was there along with a couple other Seminoles, and looks like the 2-yard line to start this possession.
So the Falcons have got themselves in a deep hole, big trouble to end the first quarter.
Right, the clock will run out before they run a play, give them a little bit of time to think exactly what you run from your own 2-yard line.
So that's going to be the end of the first quarter, and it's a 15-0 ball game in favor of the Seminoles. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
The F.W. Shoemaker Insurance Agency was established in 1903. They have 3 agents and 3 customer service representatives to give you the kind of service you deserve. Being an independent insurance agency means they represent different companies, allowing them to compare for you. For all of your insurance needs, auto, home, life, bonds, business, or farms, contact F.W. Shoemaker Insurance Agency at 472-0876. The hottest place in town is back. Hawthorne Lanes in Woodsville is celebrating their grand reopening this Friday and Saturday with special prices in the snack bar, bowling alley, and adjacent lounge. Leagues are forming right now for men, women, mixed couples, and kids. Open bowling Sunday through Thursday afternoons and all day Friday and Saturday. Beautifully remodeled and expanded means bigger fun for the entire family. Hawthorne Lanes in Woodsville. The fire's out, but it's still the hottest place in town.
Well, with the second quarter beginning 15-0, the Falcons with their backs to the wall. I don't know what that was, whether that was just a missed handoff, exactly what happened, but the quarterback,
very likely someone went the wrong way. The quarterback just tried to step up in there, get a yard or two. It may have been a design keeper just to try to get away from the goal line, but the defensive right side of the line was not fooled. Scott Wilson, number 82, 71, J.R. Young, and others right there, and pick up of maybe a yard.
Marking it 2nd and 9, still deep. Ball going straight out. We got flags everywhere. I believe number 39, Faulkner, the ball carrier. But there are flags everywhere. And the officials will talk this over. I don't know whether it's against the Falcons, evidently.
I see a lot of waving of hands out there, and I'm still not real sure how to translate some of the motions I'm seeing from the players. Quite a lengthy discussion, though, by the officials. There were 2 flags, so whether we have 2 different infractions or both flags are for the same penalty. And we see a face mask signal, and also a dead ball call against Miller, so there are 2 flags, and the officials will go to each side and explain to the coaches exactly what we have here. What's going to happen is the 15 yards will be marked off against the Seminoles, since that was a live ball that took place during the play, and that they'll reset the chains, first down. Then they'll go back and mark off the dead ball personal foul penalty against Miller, which will be half the distance to the goal line, which will result in about a 8-9 yard penalty. So it'll end up being first down, but about 18 yards to go. I'm sure most of the crowd does not understand exactly what's going on here, but the first penalty against Monroe Central is while the play is going on, a live ball foul. That has to be marked off. Then you mark off the dead ball foul, which occurred after the play was over.
So it's going to mark them back, and that has to be first and 19, right?
It's announced over the PA here, 3rd down. Yeah. However, it was first down, and then the second penalty was marked off. So it's first and about 18 yards to go.
Again, the ball going to Faulkner, I believe, and he's met head on there by J.R. Young for one, and possibly Wilson. pickup of possibly 1, 2 yards. They're still inside the 10-yard line. According to Lance on the PA system, no gain. Maybe his eyes are better than mine. I can't tell from here. There's the Falcons.
They need out about the 27-yard line for a first down.
Yeah, we know they have a lot of distance to make up. It's second and a long way. Ball going off the right-hand side. Still Jones, I believe, number 4, the ball carrier.
And Hamilton, the last Seminole up off the pile, along with 78 Jeremy Cannon.
Not giving up a lot up that middle. It's going to be third and still a long 13. Ball marked at the 12-yard line. Third down situation. Linton wide out to the far side in a slot eye. Jenks hand the ball off to Faulkner, I believe, the fullback. And he's going to get past the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a fourth down.
Coming in, we felt that Miller was much more of a ground-oriented team than a passing team. And they have been intercepted once in the first quarter. So it really does not look like they want to put the ball up in the air any more than they absolutely have to. And the ground yardage is going to be tough against the Seminoles interior.
Jones will punt this. He's going to be standing at his 5-yard line. Wobbly punt coming to Will Weddle at the 40, 45, 35, 30, 25. And a saving tackle at the 34-yard line by the punter.
Field position has been a key for Monroe Central so far. A fine punt by Scott Wilson earlier in the first quarter, and that's the third good return that Will Weddle has had. Now teams see that Will also is very capable of gaining yardage with returning punts and kickoffs. Now you have to decide which of two you want to kick to. We're trying to obviously keep the ball away from Dustin Robinson, but Will has, as I said, 3 fine returns so far tonight.
Will be in a slot to this side with first and 10. Ball on the 26-yard line, faking. And Kress is going to run this up the left side. Looks like he made it to the 23. Possibly a gain of possibly 1 or 2 yards. Not a lot. Will Weddle on that last punt did a tremendous job waiting on the ball with a lot of pressure. You know, for a young kid.
Right, just a sophomore. And there was a Miller player very close as he made the catch on the punt, but did not faze him at all. Very fearless type return, and you have to see confidence like that in a player as he fields the punts.
Exactly right. Slot eye. Will Weddle the slot this side. Taking the handoff, and Joe Kress with some speed around the outside, and he's inside the 15, down to the 12, 11-yard line. Little option play there as they fake to the up back, bringing it around, and Dustin on a screen to the outside, and Joe turning it inside and getting good yardage. It'll be first and 10 on the 12.
Defensively, Miller chose to go after the pitch man, and that left a huge hole for Joe to turn it upfield.
Which makes a big defensive decision for any team.
If he comes down on the quarterback, then Joe's going to flip it back to his pitch man, and hopefully the result would be about the same.
Yeah. Very difficult situation for defensive team. Giving a lot of credit because you do have explosive running backs. Weddle with the ball as he dives over. He's inside the 10-yard line, looks like to the 6-yard line, behind the blocking of Shoemaker.
And you'll see that occasionally when you are able to get good yardage out of the other 2 backs, and Robinson and Shoemaker. Either you're going to see a keep by Kress, as we saw a couple of weeks ago, or you'll see him give to the other back, in this case Will Weddle, and see what he can do. And some good yardage there on first down, about 5 or 6 yards. And it's going to be second and about 5.
Hand off this time to Dustin. And Dustin's met head on. Number 10, the Jinx boy. Linebacker meeting head on after a pickup of, looks like 2. They mark it 3rd and 3. Ball right on the 5. Dustin Hughes coming out. Keith Laser in with a wide out on the far side. Weddle slot to that side. Fake handoff and Kress, bootleg. He's coming around inside the 5, about the 6-yard line. 15 driven out of bounds with the Jared Browning, as he wasn't faked on the play. Looked like a loss of a yard. They bring up 4th down.
With a 2-touchdown lead at 15-0, 4th down, it looks like the Seminoles will go for the touchdown, and they will be able to get a 1st down at about the 2-yard line. Even if you do not come up with 1st down yardage or touchdown, you put Miller in a hole, and the defense has done just an excellent job so far.
They're definitely going to be in a hole this second series in a row if they can't get the regard flags.
And since we're going to have a 5-yard penalty on illegal procedure against the Seminoles, which will back the ball up to about the 11-yard line, the field goal team is now on, and we'll get Joe Kress attempting the field goal.
Joe Kress. Ball is going to be placed about the 18. The right-hand hash mark. Ball's down. And it's off to the right.
The ball,
no good.
The ball was on the right hash. Looked like Joe kicked the ball straight. And when you kick it straight from the right hash, it's going to be wide right.
It's going to be wide.
Good snap there by Jeremy Kramer. Good hold. It appeared from here by Jason Ludwig, but the result was not there. So Miller will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
They're going to take some time on the field here, Coach, so we'll take a break, and we'll come back with a 15-0 ball game, 4:47 remaining in the half.
You want to keep on getting all the power and performance that your car was built to deliver. So use BP Super and Metal Gasoline from Gunchex BP. Keep your vital fuel injectors clean to prevent hard starting, stalling, hesitation, and poor mileage. Filling your tank is just a start. We wash windshields, check motor oil, belts, hoses, coolant levels, and windshield washer fluid. You stay in the driver's seat while we do the work, or help yourself at the self-serve island. At Gunchex BP, you have a choice.
Let Chris Lane's Realty help you find what you need in a home, use of property, or just land. Free gas, town water, a pole barn, 2 owners, a house, and a mobile home, along with an 8-room remodeled farmhouse. 5-bed garage with 2 rooms and office in the back. Make this property a great buy, located on 172 acres in Center Township. Located on 3 acres in Middle Richfield, this house has 5 bedrooms, 2 baths, a formal dining room, family room, and a rec room. An ideal place for a growing family. Let Chris Lane's Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. 472-0614.
After the water break, the officials time out in the water break. The Falcons, and I believe we had motion everywhere. Looked like they had confusion on the snap. Their quarterback's number 10, Rob Jinx. He's 6 foot, 165 pounds, and he is a senior. Number 39, their fullback, the running back Jason Falk, the main running back. 5'11", 205 pounds, only a junior. The 1st and 15 with the ball on the 15.
And as I said, 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the half. Flags again, I believe. At least I put.
From this angle, it looked like there may have been movement on the right side of the Miller offensive line. That'll be the case. So that'll back the ball up to the 10-yard line.
Seems like the same thing happened a couple weeks ago.
Right, seems like we've seen plenty of this. It makes for a very long game, and it really puts an offense in a bad situation.
Browning wide out to this side, Jenks looking, and bounced the ball at the 20-yard line. Browning trying to make his way up the field. No room there, double coverage. Wilson and Robinson on coverage. That would have been a nice one to step in front of, Coach.
It looked like the receiver on the play had a little trouble running his pattern, getting exactly where he wanted to. I think Scott Wilson was there and looked like if the ball would have stayed in the air for an instant longer, Dustin Robinson may have been able to make an interception.
Browning and Merkel wide out on both sides. Ball going straight up the middle. Faulkner. Falk, I'm sorry, is the ball carrier. Number 39. Picking up possibly 3 or 4 yards. They're going to place it back almost to the 15. So they're going to make it 3rd and 15. Reverse, no one fooled.
Shoemaker made the play. Also, looks like Will Weddle. Scott Wilson also in on the play. A little countered by the slot back, but not much there. So now a punting situation. An opportunity with about 3.5 minutes before halftime to get yourself in good field position for another score.
The kick coming to this side, taken by Weddle. Weddle going to the far side. He's going to be met head on. He breaks one tackle at the 45-yard line. I thought sure he was going down.
It looked like number 15, Jared Browning, broke through unblocked and was in position to make a nice play. Turned that into a no gain on the return. Weddle broke the tackle and was able to pick up about another 10 yards. Monroe Central in pretty good field position here on the Miller 37-yard line with 3 minutes left before halftime.
Slot eye. Dustin Hughes to this side, standing on the 41-yard line. Handoff straight up the middle. Luke Shoemaker picking up good yardage. Looks like 7 or 8 yards up that left side. They're placing the ball inside the 30-yard line. It's going to be second and 3. 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the half. This time out in the flat, Dustin Hughes. Dustin sidestepping number 15. Browning. Dustin made the stop and put a quick move on Browning.
Nothing more than just a quick blitz type pattern, about 3-4 yards downfield, make the catch, and then turn and get what you can. Step away from the first defender such as Dustin did in that case, and try to run to the end zone.
1st and 10, ball on the 14-yard line. Wishbone formation. Quick handoff, goes to Will Weddle. Second man through. taking the Luke up the middle. Ball going to Will, and he picked up possibly a couple. Second and 8. 1 minute, 15 seconds. 15-0. Hughes goes Wilson far out to the far side. And just slightly overthrown.
Keith Lazier, the intended receiver.
Right, Lazier.
Fake into the line. Keith on a flag pattern. Was behind the defensive back. Ball just overthrown. Keith being a first-year player, he could probably see 6 points there. And just couldn't make the connection.
We have a timeout on the field with 1:02 remaining in this half, and we'll take a break. Be right back.
It's time to stop by Woodsfield Savings and Loan. We offer a variety of rates and terms to suit your home mortgage needs. Our low rates make owning your own home affordable, and the Woodsfield Savings and Loan is an equal housing lender. Open Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday 9 to 3, Thursday and Saturday 9 to 12, and Friday 9 to 6. We pride ourselves in serving you quickly and efficiently. When it's time for a home mortgage or financial service, call us at Woodsfield Savings and Loan Company. Westport Hair Fashions newly named at the Center of Advanced High-Tech Hair Care Products and Services. Westport is staffed with 10 highly qualified technicians to serve their clients' different needs. Products sold only in the finest salons include Nexus, Paul Mitchell, Ducato, each with a money-back guarantee. Keep that healthy look all year round. 2-year tanning beds along with the best tanning and skincare products. Call 472-5350 today to get a new you and a new name. Westport Hair Fashions.
Mark. Joe Kress. Handoff goes to Luke Shoemaker. As well stacked him at the 5, but won't bring him down.
Looks like Luke would be just a bit short of first down. Going up to fourth down. Very short yardage situation. Ball just shy of the 5-yard line. And they're simply to spend another timeout with 54 seconds remaining before halftime.
They'd like to punch this in, I'm sure. Missing the last opportunity. 15-0. And I believe the ball's placed, I can't see exactly, right at the 5-yard line, Coach.
Looks like the nose of the ball on the 5-yard line. Fourth down and a couple. It sure would be nice to punch another 6 points on the board, have that 3-touchdown lead going in at halftime, and it would enable you to do a lot of things in the second half. Maybe give some of your regulars.
And you got plenty of time here. You got 54 seconds.
Right. And I was going to say, you give some of your regulars who have been a little bit banged up with some injuries and some illness this week, some time off on what is a very warm evening to be playing football.
Yeah. Yes. And even if worse comes to worse and you don't get the first down or the touchdown here, you still got time for the Falcons to have to run 2 or 3 plays if anything can happen.
Yeah, you have that, and also the fact that you really have been able to gain yardage and control the field position of the game. So Miller will go in at halftime, down mentally, possibly more than 15-0, even if that would be the score on the board.
So Joe Kress will take this 4th and goal, 4th and 2, just short of the, it's going to be close.
Officials will stop the clock with 49 seconds remaining, and it will be a first down. As soon as the chains are reset, the clock will start. So the Seminoles up the line very quickly and try to get a play off as the clock now is running.
First and goal at the 1-yard line. The ball will go to Dustin Robinson, and he's going to pick up his second score of the evening, Coach.
Once again, second man through. In the past, we have seen a lot of Luke Shoemaker on the short yardage situations and giving the fake. That Dustin Robertson go to the outside, use his speed to run into the end zone, and now a 3-touchdown lead before halftime. And even though you still have a half to play, you're in pretty good shape.
Joe Crest on to attempt the extra point. Ball's down, and the kick is through this time, making it 22-0 at the 37 seconds remaining in the first half. Coach, giving all the credit, in the world to any defense that has to defend against the Seminoles. You're lined up, and you've got to think immediately, Luke Shoemaker going through the middle. You've got to think first, and you got guys like Dustin Robinson and Joe Crest, the quarterback, and Will Weddle. There's so many weapons. It's very rough defensively for the opposing team.
Very nice offensively to have two running backs who are capable of gaining 100 yards plus at any time. And as the season progresses, I think you'll see improvement from Joe Crest and confidence that he will gain, and a little bit more out of the passing attack. Just at the time you think you're stacked up and can stop the running game, then as we saw earlier on the completion to Dustin Hughes, a pass play for 10 or 12 yards. So really nice to have more than one weapon.
Exactly. Browning, Jones, and Linton will be back deep for the Seminoles. For the Falcons. As Joe Crest will...
Very important not to allow the turn on the kickoff. Very short kick, and intentionally kicking the ball on the ground. There was press. To stay away from that return, one of the up men picked the ball up and tried to move and slipped. And a little bit of dew starting to form on the grass, and no gain. So the clock running inside 30 seconds. We'll see what Miller chooses to do.
They'll snap the ball just at the 20-second mark remaining in this first half. Quick handoff to Falk up the middle. If he gets good yardage, making it up close to the 45-yard line, looks like a pickup of 5-6 possibly. Second and 5. And that's the half with a 22-0 lead in favor of the Monroe Central Seminoles. We'll be right back with the Seminole Marching Band. Let it run. Let it for, let's,
Maybe you already knew that Woodsford Ashland has 100% pure gasoline along with kerosene and diesel fuel. And about their drive-thru where you can pick up your favorite snacks, slushes, legal beverages, or pop. You probably know about Cook's Ice Cream, available in 16 flavors. It's guaranteed to bring a smile to your face. But did you know that Woodsfield Ashland sells great pizza? Just call ahead at 472-1745 to order your pizza for before or after the game. And don't forget their drive-thru service open Monday through Saturday 6 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. and Sunday 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. For almost any size job, the area's most extensive fastener display is at Abel Hardware. Small engine belts in all sizes too. And it's that time of the year for organ chains and bars and of course hunting licenses, shells, and accessories. Home improvements are easy with the large inventory of electrical and plumbing supplies and standard bathroom fixtures. A full line of kitchen and laundry appliances are always in stock. Custom paints for interior and exterior fall fix-ups. Special services, screen repair and glass cutting. Car wax and car care products, bikes of all kinds, and just arrived vent-free and kerosene heaters. Ogres, much more than a hardware store. At Shoe Corner, all athletic shoes for sports and cheerleaders are 20% off. And we have new jeans for the family of sports and regular and Jordache jeans and blouses. New ladies' jackets, skirts, pants, skirts, tops have just arrived. Of course, we have shoes. Nikes, Reeboks, LA Gear, lacrosse, rubber boots for hunting, fishing, or farming, Red Wings, steel-toed sport or insulated boots, soft spots, hush puppies, Wolverines, naturalizers, and clinics. Wait, there's more. The Shoe Corner now includes a craft store. See Betty and Pat about consignments. The Shoe Corner, more than just shoes.
Masters Garage has recently added a new service to their long list of automotive repairs. They're now rebuilding starters, alternators, and generators. And remember, they specialize in custom exhaust work with a Ben Pearson muffler shop, as well as brake work, lead jobs, and oil changes. Masters features a full line of Bakersfield products, including oil, filters, lube products, and parts to keep your vehicle in top running condition. Call Masters Garage today at 472-1232.
Kelly and Lisa, JKS Substation invite you to try subs, slides, sundaes, and shakes in an old-fashioned ice cream parlor atmosphere. Enjoy Hershey's hand-packed ice cream. Save time. Phone ahead at 472-5224 to have your lunch ready when you need it. The same great subs and soups plus additional seating, lower prices, and extended hours. 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. through the fall. For lunch, supper, or after the game, come to Joe Chaos Substation. Meet your friends, have great food, and a good time.
These days, it seems like everyone is looking for a bargain. You will spend a lot of time shopping for high quality and low prices, even for gasoline. Redhead in Richfield has 100% pure gasoline at low prices. While you're there, save on car care products, including oil, fluids, additives, and more. Soft drinks are discounted every day at the Redhead. Stock up on your favorite pop and snacks. Even Fido gets a break with champion dog food at big savings. So stop at the Redhead today and save.
We're back, ready to start this game off, Coach. It's a 22-0 ball game at, again, a beautiful evening. A little bit warm on the field, I'm sure, for the boys, but the first half has been pretty much the Seminoles' way, whatever they want to do.
Right, they've pretty much dominated the action, both offensively and defensively. Some good kick returns as gave the Seminoles real good field position, and they were able to capitalize on a couple of Miller turnovers and turn those into touchdowns. So it's a 22-0 lead. If you could get another score on the board here in the third quarter and then give some of the younger kids an opportunity to see some action.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for young kids to get a chance to get into the ball game and do a little bit with a 22-0 lead, and it doesn't look like the Falcons brought a whole lot of an arsenal with them. You know, they do have some big ball players, capable ball players. The only couple passes that they've thrown have not been real accurate. On the other hand, Joe Kress has just missed connection on a couple that could have changed this completely around. We had two different incidents where just a little overthrown and we could have had 6 out of either one.
Right. That's part of dominating the flow of the game when you early going. And even after the missed connections, I think in both cases, it came back a play or two later and still able to get into the end zone. And to start the second half, Kress will be kicking off. Miller will have first possession and a chance for the defense to go on the field and hopefully shine yet one more time.
Jones, Browning, and Linton will be back as Joe Kress will kick this to them for the start of the second half. Kicking it deep. It'll come to Browning in the middle of the field. He's got room right up the middle with good speed, carrying it up to the 48-49 yard line. He's met head on there by Joe Kress.
Joe Kress and Kramer, number 33, Eric Kramer, on the play, and that's not how you want to start the second half, is with a big return. The middle just kind of opened up there, and I believe that was 15 Browning. Came up the middle and had running room, and Miller in what's been their best field position of the day out near midfield.
He showed great speed getting to the middle and cutting it straight through, nothing fancy. Falk will be the ball carrier, and he's not going anywhere. He's met head on there by Hamilton, Hughes, and Shoemaker. And I guess Will Weddle in on it also. For a gain of possibly a yard, they're going to set the ball on the 50-yard line, 2nd and 9.
A little bit of a size advantage for Miller on their offensive line against Monroe Central's defensive front, but Hamilton in particular, a lot more quickness.
Luke Shoemaker coming through the line. The ball is quickly handed off. But he got to the quarterback just about the time he got rid of the ball. Pick up of 4 yards.
making it 3rd and 5.
You see number 10, Jason Ludwig, in a couple plays there. He's now out. His press is back in. See number 68. That would be Richard Cooper in at the nose guard, replacing Hamilton for a play.
Mixed up on a play again as quarterback Rob Jinks having nowhere to go, looking down for a pass, but we have flags. It's thrown in the backfield. It appears like it might be against the Falcons.
Well, there are two flags. We have two separate flags. The initial flag, I think, is going to be for an illegal procedure penalty against the Miller Falcons. And then at the end of the play, I think you're going to have a personal foul against Monroe Central, a dead ball for a late hit. And it was either a late hit or they may have called it for using his headgear on the contact. Once again, I believe that'll bring up a situation where they'll mark off the 5-yard penalty against Miller and then go back and mark off the 15-yard penalty against Monroe Central because it was a dead ball penalty, and the result will be a first down for Miller. And you have a team stopped, as that would have been bringing up a 4th down situation. A penalty such as that keeps a drive going, and you really don't want to see Miller go down and get on the scoreboard and make it a 22-6 or 22-7 game early in the 3rd quarter. And we're created with the same situation as what we had last week with Shadyside.
That's right. So it will bring the ball to the 36-yard line where they'll have first down. As the Falcons are down 22-0, they'll break huddle and come to the line at 10-10 remaining in the 3rd quarter. A slot I. Again, Jinks the ball for the quarterback, and he's hit hard.
The fumble, once again, forced by number 78, Jeremy Kramer, his second forced fumble of the night, and the fumble was recovered by number 75, Jeremy Baker.
Jeremy Baker with a cast on.
Right, if you have a good look at Jeremy, possibly there coming off the field, he was fitted in a cast today, and you have to have that cast padded before the officials will permit you to play, so it's quite a ominous looking thing on Jeremy's left hand there, but it only takes one hand to reach out and grab that fumble.
And he's pumped up right now as this 1st and 10 for the Seminoles, 9:45. Joe giving it a quick handoff to Dustin Robinson, and Dustin's going to pick up possibly 3 yards, maybe 4, breaking the 40-yard line up to about the 41. Off the ball carrier on the stop.
I mentioned Jeremy Baker with the cast on his hand. Ben Klein, the Seminole center, also had a hand injury after last week's game and has his hand well bandaged and padded up. And that's a little extra work for the center when you only have one hand free to snap that ball.
That's not an easy job to do.
Right, and to the best of my knowledge, it looks like the exchanges between center and quarterback up to this point have all been clean.
Fake handoff, reverse, and we have Dustin Robinson right here as he gets a block, and he's going to bring it to the 49-yard line, where he'll be taken out of bounds by Jason Falk.
Robinson had Kramer and Wilson out in front throwing a block right here in front of the bench, and Robinson was able to get upfield to the 49-yard line and good enough for the first down.
We have the ball right here in front of us on the 49-yard line after a nice pickup. 1st and 10. 8 minutes, 30 seconds. Dustin Hughes, I keep calling him Robinson. Dustin Hughes right here in front of us with Will Weddle slot. Press dropping, and he's going to tuck it down, and he's caught diving between 2 tacklers, and he's going to be taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Looked like Jinks, the first contact made. And Falk.
That was number 55, the 330-pound defensive tackle, Jeremy Dotson, that had a hand on Crest in the backfield to begin with. And that's out here on the sideline. So that's a nice job by a big player to get outside and be on the initial play. Crest scrambled around and was downfield a couple yards and then backed up a couple yards as he tried to get downfield. The end result would be a pickup of a yard.
A lot of movement and a lot of running for not too much gain, but he didn't get dropped behind the line. Again, the fake, and he's looking deep. He's got Dustin Hughes, and Dustin's at the 10, 5, and he's tripped up at the 5-yard line, it looks like, on a nice connection. Pretty much the same pattern we saw twice earlier, unable to make the connection this time, right on the money.
A couple of times earlier, receivers have been able to get behind the defensive players, just missed connection, maybe a little bit of pressure. That time Joe stepped up real nice back there and delivered the ball. Fine catch right there by Hughes. He almost was able to get away and get to that end zone. But real nice job, Dustin Hughes. He gets a nice hand from the crowd as he comes out. Looks like the ball's down around the 6 or 7 yard line. Another scoring opportunity. So about a 34-yard pickup.
Slot I, Dustin Robinson with the block, and he's inside the 5, about the 3-yard line, I believe. Number 15 in the spot, Browning. Browning and Keller. Keller, number 82, 285 pounds, a junior. But he takes it down to the 3-yard line. Will be second and goal from the 3. Cole Harrison coming out, replaced by Dustin Hughes, who goes back in. And he'll be wide to this side in the wishbone formation. Center Stein will present the ball to Crest. And Will Weddle to a nice hole on the left side. Nice blocking up front, coach, as Will Weddle breaks through for the score at the 6:05 mark.
Once again, the big lead has enabled you to do some things, and that was the case where you give a younger player, a sophomore such as Will Weddle, a couple of chances to carry the ball tonight, and an opportunity right there to get into the end zone. It looks like we have another player shaking up on the play, so we have a timeout.
Taken. There was a Miller player down. I didn't get the number as he came out, but he came out on his own strength after a nice job getting the ball across the left side of the line. Will Weddle going in for the score at 6:05 at the 28-0 ball game. And Joe Crest with his holder Jason Ludwig. Ball is down. Kick is up and through. It's 29-0 in favor of the Monroe Central Seminoles. Coach, 29-0 advantage in favor, and we still got 6 minutes remaining in this quarter. Seminole is just pretty well having their way. It's a very warm evening. You know, it's not, I would assume, not real pleasant for the players on the field.
No, as you can see, during the first half, the officials took an additional timeout to bring water on the field for the players and did not let the players go to the sidelines or the coaches come on the field to talk to them as they normally would during the timeout. And that was strictly just so that the players could rest and get a drink of water and get some ice.
Ball coming to number 4, Jones, as he's straight up the middle, and he's stopped at the 30-yard line. Coming out of a pile, Jeremy Kramer.
Number 66, Jamie Brewer, was in on the first contact there. Hamilton also in on the play. Much better job than on the previous kickoff where Miller put the ball in play at the 50-yard line. Now they'll start at their own 31.
So they will have first and 10 on the 31. Wide out to both sides, Linton and Browning. Again, there's a mix-up on the handoff, Rick. I'm not sure what happened there, whether the quarterback, Vince, never had a handle on the ball.
It looked like a little problem with the exchange between the quarterback and the center. And by the time he hesitated to make sure he had a handle on the ball, there were Seminoles all over him. I think Hamilton would be one also, and I couldn't tell for sure, maybe Baker or Weddle also right there. But it looked like Eric Hamilton had first contact.
So it dropped from 2 yards, a second and 12 at the 4:50 mark. Rob Finch, the quarterback. Handoff goes to 15, I believe, Browning, the ball carrier, yes. Behind number 55, Charlie Dobson. Dobson is only 6'1", 230 pounds, a senior. If he could move at all, he should be able to make a hole for you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
3rd and 9. Pick up a 3 on the last series. Finch still with the ball as he's caught from behind. Dustin Robinson, I believe, on the initial stop. He and also Wilson. Finch looked like he had some room coming around this left side, and it was taken away quickly. Pick up a 4. It's going to be 4th and 7. The ball on the 34-yard line.
A couple of fine returns by Will Weddle tonight as Miller's tried to stay away from Robinson. Let's see what they do on this kick.
Kicking this one directly out of bounds.
Kicked it to Nita. And there's a heads-up play right there.
Luke Shoemaker.
That's a super play by Luke.
Tremendous play by Luke Shoemaker. Heads up. Everybody just kind of looking around at the ball.
We're trying to recap that play, but the intentions of the punter may have been to kick the ball out of bounds away from both of the deep men. The ball was kind of rolling on the ground. No one from Miller went over to down the ball, and Shoemaker just came over and scooped the ball up at about his own 40-yard line, something like that, and go to the end zone. And that'll go down as a punt return for a touchdown.
It's tremendous. Everybody just kind of standing there.
Everybody stood around, watched the ball, and if anything, it's caught everybody by surprise. It's a little late getting the tee and getting the shoe out in order to attempt the extra point. But it all went well. Right through there by Joe Kress.
Joe Kress makes it at 36-0 at 3:17 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And we'll be right back.
This lane's ready at 472-0614 if you're looking for a quiet place in the country. Like this 3-bedroom ranch surrounded by a beautiful view. Full gas located just 4 miles from Ridgefield. The address listed. This new large home on 30 acres has rustic charm with a huge flat yard, secluded yet close to the state road. If you have property to sell, call us at 472-0614. We take listings on all types of property, exclusively as realtors.
Crest putting the ball down with a 36-0 advantage, 3:17. Browning, Linton, and Jones deep for the Falcons as they've got a lot of ground to make up. Linton with the ball, bringing it across the middle of the field, 37-yard line, I believe.
Number 77, Chris Demmerling on the tackle. But once again, a little bit of a hole up the middle, and you don't like to see that. We'll try to watch with a lot of subs starting to be on the field with a 36-0 lead. We'll try to pick up some of the numbers. I see number 24 at a defensive back position. That would be Rob Trigg, a sophomore. Linebacker taking the place in Shoemaker's number 40, Sam Scott, a junior.
Sam Harris in at a lineman position.
Miller going right to the air. Receiver slipping down on the right side. Looked like the two people we just mentioned, number 40, Sam Scott, and number 24, Rob Trigg, over in the area to put the receiver to the ground.
Cooper coming into the ball game. Nose guard position, I believe, and Finch takes the snap, dropping, looking to throw the ball. As he gets rid of it, and it's caught right here at the 40-yard line. Eric Kramer on the hit, number 15 Browning, the receiver, on a nice pass.
A well-thrown ball, not too bad on the coverage by Kramer. He's able to make the play. A little bit of pressure from number 66, Jamie Boer, who did a fine job at defensive end last week, filling in for Jeremy Kramer, getting a chance now to play a little bit of defensive end.
Handoff up the middle. Falk, the ball carrier, picks up possibly 3.
Looked like Baker and possibly Hannes in on the tackle there after about a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. The ball now on the Monroe Central 37.
1 minute remaining in the third quarter. Little reverse to Browning. Browning, as Justin Robinson stayed at home here on the corner, stopping him right at the line of scrimmage, and picks up possibly 3. Chris Dimlin also on the start, number 33, helping out.
Robinson had the runner by the leg and had the tackle pretty well under control. Dimlin came over and finished the play off, and that's what you like to see, is that type of pursuit. And a freshman, Chris Dimlin, knowing where the ball was and able to get in on the play.
Falk again with the ball inside the 30, about the 28. Baker on the stop with Will Weddle and number 84, Cole Harrelson.
I believe that'll take us to the end of the third period.
And it's a 36-0 Seminole advantage. And we'll have one more quarter of action, so you hurry back to the last 12 minutes.
472-8417 for 24-hour emergency service. We'll be here for you. Delivery and mail-out services are available. Discount wheelchairs, hospital beds, canes, crutches, and other accessories. Retirees ask Joey Kahn about our hassle-free Aetna prescription service. As a leader change store, we bring you bargain prices on an assortment of products every month. Don't forget to Village Retailer finishing with 24-hour service. Forward Drugs, people you know and people you can trust with your health. In the 1990s, it's nice to know there's still someone who makes decisions according to people and not money. At Loveday Motor Sales, customer satisfaction is number one. Our factory-trained technicians use the latest high-tech tools, equipment, and genuine GM parts. Your neighbors are working here in sales and service. People you know, people you can trust. Whether it's a new or used car you're shopping for, or parts and service, you can come to Loveday Motor Sales with confidence.
Fourth quarter beginning. 36-zip. Ball on the 28-yard line for the Falcons. Finch looking underneath, and he had to throw it away. Lots of pressure.
That's Burrow, number 66, putting the hit on the quarterback as he tried to deliver the ball. Bring up second and 10.
Second and 10. After the incomplete pass, good pressure by the line. Henry Boer making the hit. Minton wide out to this side in the I formation. I believe Browning with the ball. Is not number 15?
Well, the quarterback, number 10, they faked the reverse to the slot back, a play which they have shown a couple of times. The quarterback kept the ball. Number 40, Sam Scott, who is now playing a linebacker position, made the play. Now be a tackle in the backfield for a loss. Miller's going to spend a timeout on a third down long situation. Right now they're just trying to work on some things to get into the end zone.
Most of us don't spend a lot of time thinking about septic service until we really need it. Sparky's Septic Service is there when you need them with liquid waste removal, septic tank cleaning, or portable toilets. Sparky serves Eastern Ohio and the Northern Panhandle. When you need portable toilets for special events, call them at 472-0525. Remember their motto, in our business, a flush beats a full house.
After the timeout, the Falcons coming to the line quickly. And they've got a lot of work to do with a 36-0 advantage to the Seminoles. 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Confusion again on the handoff, Coach. I think Jinks turned around looking for somebody to desperately give the ball to, and there's nobody there.
Right, there seemed to be a mix-up between someone from the backfield and the quarterback there. I'm not sure who the handoff was to go to, but a little bit of confusion. Quarterback then just turned up inside, picked up about 4 or 5 yards. Fourth down now, looks to be about 9 yards.
9, they've marked it.
And we'll see if, with a lot of younger kids on the field right now, we'll see if they can make a stop here to preserve the shutout.
Here. Things dropping, looking to pass the ball underneath, and breaking up Dustin Robinson on coverage over there along with Will Weddle.
So that being a fourth down play, the ball will go back over to Monroe Central, and the shutout is still intact. There's a lot of younger kids on the field, and still Miller was not able to dent the scoreboard.
Keller, the intended receiver on that last pass, broken up there by Robinson.
It looks like pretty much a JV offensive unit on the field. We'll try to pick up some of the numbers here. The quarterback is number 10, Jason Ludwig.
Number 40 wide out to the side, Sam Scott. Ludwig giving the ball to the up back.
Jamie Sampson, number 26, appeared to be the ball carrier. He's lined up at the fullback spot. Number 33, Eric Kramer, is a back. Number 24, Rob Trigg, also one of the backs.
Ludwig hands the ball to number 30 with good acceleration around the outside. Kramer looks like a pickup of possibly 3 or 4 on the right side.
A lot of players going out and in. Going in right now, number 32, Daniel Ludwig. Number 60, Matt Hughes. Coming out, Trigg. Also number 68, Cooper coming out. Number 77, Demling coming out. Bring up a 4th down situation, 5 to go. The regular punt team will get back on the field to punt it away. I guess the regular punt team except for the punter. Looks like number 33, Kramer, will punt, give him a little bit of experience here in a punting situation. A little bit of a high snap. A nice punt.
Man, what a punt. Coming down at the 23-yard line. And he's met immediately. I believe that's Sam Scott on the hip. Possibly not.
We've commented at different times in previous games about Scott Wilson's punting, and it has been very, very good. But it's nice to know that you have someone else that also can get off a nice punt. I didn't catch the yardage on that, but that was a tremendous punt right there by Eric Kramer.
And it's good for a young kid to come in and the first time get confidence, throw it up that quickly. Hand off, and I believe Falk the ball carrier. Sam Scott, along with 74, I believe, on the long. Benny Moulton possibly on the stop.
Many of the people in the field at this time are the players that last Monday night played their first reserve game, and they'll be at Bellsville this Monday night for another reserve game, and like a 6 or 7 game schedule for the reserves.
Fun football. Need to get out and watch the young guys there. A lot of fun as number 4 picks up good yardage. Joey Jones, 5'10", 160-pound senior, as he picks up a first down plus, getting the ball to the 48.5-yard line. Nice pickup on the far side. 7 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in this ball game. 36-0. Merkel wide out to this side. Jinks a fake, and he's hit immediately.
That was the option. Number 88, Keith Lazier on the tackle.
The Seminoles doing a good job staying at home, playing the option. Quarterback not having a chance to get rid of the ball, and down. It's 2nd down and 10 after no gain.
I see Will Weddle still in at linebacker, and he, as the veteran, so to speak, even though he's just a sophomore, and they're trying to keep some of the other people straight. Jeremy Baker also still in. And there's a deflected ball over there. Levi Wilson.
He would have liked to have that one back. He could smell the end zone with that. Getting a hand up.
Again, some more substitutions being made. They're out and in too fast to keep track of at this point in time.
The big guy for the Falcons, number 55, Dobson, going to the sideline. Must have been just a breather. Here it comes back on. Unbelievable. 6'1", 330 pounds. That's a lot of weight to carry on an evening like this, Coach. Handoff goes to number 4, Linton.
The play's being whistled. Flag being thrown to the official on the far side.
Somebody's birthday down below. Maybe we'll be invited to birthday cake.
It's possible, very possible.
Illegal procedure against the Falcons. 6-13, 36-0. And it's been a beautiful evening to watch a ball game. I'm sure the young men on the field have not been quite as comfortable as we have here. It's shirt sleeve weather. Jenks will look and tries to drop it in behind to Browning, who picks the ball up at the 25-yard line.
He'll finally be knocked out of bounds on the far side. 86 Levi Wilson had the coverage. Number 10 Jason Ludwig over from the safety position to force the receiver out of bounds. Once again, Miller down at the 20-yard line as they try to do everything within their power to get on the scoreboard and not be shut out. Looks like an entire JV defense on the field for Monroe Central at this time, and it would be nice if they could keep Miller out of the end zone.
The Falcons wanting to take advantage of this, and I believe they have, as the ball goes to Browning. No, that's not Browning. Number 82, that must be the Keller. Jeremiah Keller.
Miller showed very little desire to throw the ball during the early stages of the game. Now here in the fourth quarter against mainly a JV defense, they've thrown the ball several times, and this is still the Miller first offensive unit in there that has scored against the second unit. So, it's still a good experience for the second group here to get some playing time.
They'll go for 2 in this situation with a 36-6. And Sam Scott catches the quarterback from behind, and he's dropped.
Right, tackled by Scott. He's able to hold on to the quarterback until he is able to get some help. And it's going to be 36-6.
36-6 ball game with 5 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in this ball game. We're going to take a break, so you hurry back.
Radios, fax machines, videos, sound equipment, adapters, and converters of all kinds. Scanners, smoke alarms, tape recorders, televisions, toys, games, VCRs, antennas, batteries, cameras, and computers are just some of the things you'll find at Their Appliance and Radio Shop. With brand names including Quasar, GE, Realistic, and Memorex, they offer a wide variety of computers with IBM compatibility. For all of your electronic needs, see the vast inventory in stock at Their Appliance. They'll be happy to special order too. See them today, Their Appliance and Radio Shop.
And the Falcons will kick number 55, Dobson.
We got a flag as the ball was kicked. I know for a fact, as I looked in Canada, Monroe Central had only 10 players on the field. As they tried to get some subs in, there were only 10 Seminoles on the field. I'm not sure if that's the penalty. No, the penalty will be an offside encroachment call against Miller.
As the Falcons shifting everybody to the post side of the field here. Ball being kicked by Dobson. Line drive kick, caught by Luke Shoemaker. They're thrown immediately dead. So they'll back it up to the 35. Kick again. 5 minutes, 39 seconds, 36-6.
Seminoles bringing everyone up, leaving Dustin Robinson alone.
10 players up within about 10 yards of each other, looking for a possible onside kick, and it's coming on this side.
Dustin Hughes gets the ball. He's 46-yard line.
The ball took a big bounce off someone along that front line. Hughes able to pick it up, and
I believe it came off of Jeremy Kramer as it just bounced too quickly, bounced over the top of him, and Dustin doing a good job getting his hands on it.
And the important thing there is just get possession of the ball and don't let the kicking team recover it. Now your JV offense can go to work here, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully run most of this time off the clock. And then while they're at it, maybe get a score in.
Ludwig, the quarterback. Ball goes to Eric Kramer, freshman on the far side with good speed. First down plus as he's thrown out of bounds. Looks like at the 33-yard line. Showing good spurt of speed as he came around a block on that far side, Coach. Really turned on the Jets.
Eric showed the ability to run the ball Monday night during the JV game. Now an opportunity to show what he can do on Friday night. And with that kind of speed right there, that'll give the coaches something to think about, and they may consider using him in some key situations down the road.
Kramer again as he gets a good block on the right side and picks up, looks like 5-6 yards.
Some of the people that are in on the offensive line as they try to pick up some numbers. Number 50, Eric Rose is the center. Looks like number 72, Sam Hannis. Number 74, Denny Knowlton. Number 86, Levi Wilson at one of the ends.
Lots of new numbers, new faces as they get an opportunity with a 36-6 ball game. 4 minutes remaining in this contest. Slot I to this side with Keith Lazier. Ludwig looking and just slightly overthrown, intended for Rob Trigg, number 24. 5'8", 145 pounds, is a sophomore.
Try to pick up some more of the people in the game on the line there. I see number 70, Tom Jones, has entered the game. Number 62, Brian Horner, is now going in. Number 77, Demerling, coming out. I'm sure we've missed someone out there with all the subbing that's being done, but I think about everyone has been able to get into some plays. And
Jamie Sampson, a running back, has little confusion on getting the snap.
Right, that's what happened with younger players, because during the week of practice, a lot of the younger kids do not get the opportunity to practice together. They're busy running the opponent scout team, and they don't get a chance to run a lot of their own plays. And I know that was a problem Monday night in the reserve game. That was the first opportunity that some of the kids had to run some of the plays. So this is good experience.
Ludwig looking, and just out of the reach of Keith Lazier here in the flat. A lot of pressure on him in the backfield. The 4th and 9 with 3:42 remaining. Ludwig dropping again, looking. He's got Lazier, a touchdown, and Keith Lazier will trot into the end zone for his first 6 points.
Some varsity statistics there for a couple of players. One, a freshman quarterback, Jason Ludwig, who really does deliver a nice pass, and he showed his ability to throw the ball right there. Number 88, Keith Lazier, who is a junior, but this is the first year that Keith has played football, so it's big for him right there to get his first varsity catch and first varsity touchdown. And now we'll get a lot of the regulars back in as Joe Kress will come in and attempt the extra point.
3:34. The ball being booted, and it'll be down.
A little misconnection between the snap and the hold. The extra point will fail, but
It's still a 42-6 ball game, Coach, with 3 minutes 34 seconds remaining in this contest. Kress kicking the ball deep. Number 4, Jones, coming straight up the middle, and he's met head on. Hamilton, Trainer, Wilson on the stop.
The Seminoles went with their regular kick coverage team, and you really need to do that even in a situation with a score such as this, mainly because your JVs really don't have a coverage team established. So you put your regulars back in on some of the special teams, and now your second unit will go back in, and again some changing there. Another player running out in the field there.
Benny Norton back in at attack.
In order to play with 11. And we see some subs now in for Miller at some of the key positions. They'll finally give some of their younger kids an opportunity to play. Not a lot of players in uniform for Miller. I counted about 25 or 26.
Yeah, they don't have
a lot of people to play. It's a real small school. It's size-wise, I'd say it's similar to what the Woodsfield High School or Skyview High School would have been as far as their enrollment.
Finch will take the snap. Sorry, it's a new quarterback, number 6, Anthony Riley, who is a freshman, taking the snap.
Yeah, the stop made there, Norton and Demmerling. And on the play, we now get number 58, Daniel Cole in, and number 70, Tom Jones. And as the coaching staff, the biggest job right now is trying to make sure that you get as many people in the game at the same, during the course of the game.
Not too many.
But have no more than 11 in at any one time.
Yeah.
Straight dive play. And again, several Seminoles in on the tackle. Cole Harrelson, number 84, one of the tacklers. Now bring up a 4th down situation. And we'll see if Miller will run another play or if they'll punt it away here with 1:20 remaining.
It's 1:20 remaining, 42-6. As I believe they're going to go for it with 4th and 1. They'll bring the punt return team back up to the line. Quick handoff up, and looks like they're going to have the first down. Another long game, and with another tape change, there's a penalty on the field against the Seminoles. Offsides. Ball be placed on the 49-yard line. 1st and 5. Lots of new players on both sides of the ball. Quick handoff, number 44. Big hit on that far side. Trainer, along with Benny Norton, I believe, Cole Harrison, and Jamie Brewer.
At the clock now inside 15 seconds. We'll see if Miller even tries to run another play. Looks like they may be content just to let the clock run and head for home.
3, 2, 1, and that'll be the ball game. A 42-6 victory here, Coach.
against the Miller Falcons, a team that we didn't know too much about going in. Knew that they were 2-0, but you never know what records, you don't know who they play.
Right, when you don't know a lot about the opposition, it's really hard to make a good judgment. Miller created a hole for themselves with a couple of turnovers in the first period, an early 15-0 lead for Monroe Central, and basically had things their own way from there on in.
It's been a beautiful evening for football. Nice night. A lot of kids got an opportunity to play. So with a 42-6 victory, we're 3-0 going into next week's game at home against...
Right, the Caldwell Redskins will be in town. Caldwell 1-1. They were playing on Friday night at Belpre, and of course we don't know the result of the game, but that'll be the first game in the PVC.
And they're always a tremendous team.
It's always, what was Woodsfield, Bellsville, and Caldwell battling out for the PVC. So you always obviously like to get the first win in PVC competition and show that you're going to try to win that conference.
Exactly. Well, we're going to take it out of here. This is Dale Eddy for Coach Jeff Stevens along with Brian Easterling, and we'll see you next week.
On the other shoulder, all the way